All right. So, y'all, again, thank y'all for joining the Mama Needa Life 2 Live podcast with myself, Big Niche. Let me move over.
And Abby Naomi.
Turn the camera.
Now, we do have Ashlee here with us today. She is sharing her journey on surrogacy. I am so excited, y'all. But before she starts spilling the tea, y'all, please go ahead and share the live. Share the live. And Ashlee, turn it back the other way, sweetheart. Now you're upside
down. Oh my gosh. This way?
It's probably like opposite. So just flip it.
I'm sideways to myself. That's the thing. Like,
right.
Hold on. Let me see.
So I'm going to tell you you're right. And then we'll just read the comments so you can kind of know if somebody asks you a question or something, okay?
Okay, no problem.
All right, girl. So y'all go ahead and share the live and let us know where they went.
Where y'all from? Let us know where y'all from. Where y'all viewing us from, y'all.
Hello. All right, so we're going to be talking again about her surrogacy. My first question to you, Miss Ashlee, is what made you decide to become a surrogate?
Oh, okay, so can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Years before I had my daughter, I lived an alternative lifestyle. I didn't plan on having any babies. So that did cross my mind when I heard that people could do it and make a whole lot of money, but it just never came down to it. Then, recently I met someone and we became really, really close, basically like family, like blood couldn't make us no closer. And I knew her situation, and she was having a discussion with somebody else about it, and I just felt strongly, maybe this is something we need to talk about. Maybe I can help her out because I just care about her that much.
Oh, so to make sure I'm understanding it right, she couldn't have kids, like her friend?
No. Okay, no. So she cannot have kids. Well, no, she can't have kids. She's okay. She's up in age. She's more heavy set.
Right.
She has other, what can I call them, underlying issues that prevent her from having one.
Okay.
So basically, if she had one, it would cause her more health issues. Like the baby would probably be fine, but it can be life or death situation for her.
Right. Okay. And I'm gonna ask you one more time. I'll start flipping one more time. Your camera.
What? No, this is crazy.
Like this? One more time. Oh. Right there. Keep it right there.
Can you see me though?
You see your lips. Well, you can see your lips. Just move it up some.
That's crazy. Okay. I'm really like holding this phone up. Okay, go ahead, girl. We're gonna make it work. Go ahead.
Go with the flow. I don't know. So no, that was very thoughtful for you to help her out. That's good. So you did basically surrogacy to help out someone else, right?
Right.
Because I know I hear about all.
I can make more. Yeah, okay, I get it.
Right. So what were the requirements to become a surrogate?
Of course, you had to stay sober. You had to be clean. I had to go through all kind of tests to make sure that, like genetic testing, they did over hundreds of different genetic testing to make sure that if my DNA connected with the sperm donor's DNA, that it wouldn't cause major health issues. Because just by, creating a baby with somebody, you can cause that child to have issues just because of your background genetics.
Right. Okay. That's interesting. So that's good to know. So the requirements was, again, you said you had to do blood testing. What else was required?
Yes, of course. I don't recommend you be in a relationship if you're doing something like this, because you cannot be sexually active with anybody, because you cannot cause any issues with the pregnancy.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you can mess around and the person that you're having sex with, sperm can hit that person's eggs and not. So once they put those, of course, before they put the eggs inside of me, I couldn't have sex because it was a possibility that I could become pregnant on my own outside of what I had going on. Wasn't about to play with my money like that. And then once they put the eggs inside of me, of course I couldn't have sex because then, there's the person, my partner's semen and that egg could connect, and that could be an issue because then that person to be pregnant by that person to have a baby with the wrong person. I'll be pregnant with the wrong baby.
And we don't want that.
Because once again, that'll mess up my money and legal issues. I had to go through lawyers and different stuff like that too.
Right, okay. Well, the next question that I did have was, before becoming pregnant, were you able to meet the person? But you knew the person, right?
Yes, I already knew the person, which I felt like it was a really good thing.
Right.
If I did it again, I feel like I would definitely have to know the person.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, how did you become impregnated? Like, what was the process to become pregnant?
Okay, so she had to go through IVF. IVF is when you take different medications, you inject progesterone inside of your body to make your body almost, basically like trick your body into almost thinking that it's already pregnant, like giving your body that extra boost to be like, yeah, basically your body is saying, I want a baby now.
Okay.
So, she had to go through the process. They gave her medications basically to make her mass produce, to make her, so when her cycle came and when it was time for her to produce eggs before her cycle came, she produced a whole bunch of eggs just as opposed to producing like 6 or 7, which would probably be normal. She produced maybe about 8 or 9.
So
out of all that she produced, only 3 of them were good. 2 of them were good, and 1 of them was like excellent. So 2 of them was like, okay, maybe, and then 1 of them was like, okay, this could really be the one. So they injected 2 of the 3 eggs into me. The one that was excellent, and the one that was like, okay, this one could work too.
And you injected, so
yes, okay, so they used basically a catheter.
Oh.
Yes, they pushed them, they sucked them up, and then they pushed them up into me with a catheter. They put them all the way up into my ovaries. It felt like a pinch. It hurt.
So you were up?
I was up.
Oh, no.
Up. I have videos on my TikTok of me going through the process. I have videos of me injecting myself with the progesterone. I kind of was trying to put my little journey out there because I know not many people know about surrogacy. I know some people may be interested, and then I know a lot of Black women don't even consider it.
I mean, I would consider it. I'm saying,
okay.
Like money, and then not only the money, you can help another family, like be part of family. You know what I mean? That's what I see myself. To help somebody, right?
Right. But normally, like on the movies and stuff like that, when you think about it, when a person thinks about a surrogate, they don't automatically think a Black woman.
Right. You're right about that. You're right. So when you did the process, and God dang. See, Ashlee, you was talking. I had a question for you, girl. I can't remember. Here you go. How long did it take for you to actually get pregnant? Like doing all that?
Okay, it took a minute, and the reason why so the process of them putting the eggs into me was no more than maybe 10-15 minutes. What took so long was the legalities, having lawyers look over the paperwork. Of course, this baby isn't going to be my baby, but I'm carrying the baby. So basically, with the state of Florida, she would have had to adopt her own baby from me.
Yes, technically,
right, because I'm carrying. Right, the baby's
but
connected to my. Sorry,
but it's her eggs.
Right, but it's her eggs. But when the baby is connected to my tubes, I'm feeding the baby. Technically, if you really, really want to get deep into it, there may be some blood. Like I'm sharing my entire body. Everything that's in my body is being shared with this baby. Yeah. Babies actually take away from you. Like they actually take what you have.
No, I know that for a fact. I got 3, Killing it softly, okay?
Right, okay.
So I get that part. Did you want to ask any other about?
No, I'm just, I'm.
You amazed?
Yeah.
Me too. So during the process, how was it? Well, how was it? Even though you knew her, so my questions is kind of flipped because you knew this person. But I wanted to know how was the communication from the start to the middle, to the end,
because we were already very, very close. It was excellent. When lawyers got involved, and to fully answer the last question before, it took about a year. But
okay.
that first basically 6 months was lawyers. When lawyers got involved, and we'll talk about the compensation, I'm sure soon, but when they got involved, my lawyer was trying to get me to get more and get more and get more and get more, because more for me meant more for her.
Hmm. What's their percentage? I'm sorry, am I being too nosy? Because I
know. Okay. Of course, I could have gotten way more, but I will put a base number at about 45K, and that's not including the stay, which is A1, all you can eat, especially once those eggs was transferred.
Oh, they was feeding.
Yes, real good. Of course, flights were for first class.
Oh.
She made sure I was good. She made sure I was good. Good, good.
What about when your hormones started to kick in?
Ooh.
Were you even know about?
And you know what? It used to aggravate me, but she was right. She would make a comment basically saying, you like me for now. Let me enjoy you while you like me, because soon you're not gonna like me. You're gonna have an attitude all the time. And I'm like, why? She because them hormones, mind you, I've been on them before you. I know how it is. And I'm like, nah, I'm a real OG. It's not gonna affect me. But it was being on a progesterone. I was eating like crazy. Because my body already felt like, okay, we getting ready for baby. So I was eating a whole lot. I was sleeping a whole lot. I basically already felt like I was pregnant.
Right.
At any point, you feel like maybe you wanted to keep the baby, or no? You just wanted it was money.
No, it was strictly okay. Due to the fact that I knew that because we were so close, there was no way that I wouldn't have a personal relationship with this baby. Here you go. Run me mine. And I see little Pookie. When I see little Pookie, I'm about yeah. I knew that my child was going to see the process of me carrying this baby, and that my child would probably have some attachment.
Right.
So I already had the most expensive, most cutest puppy inside already. Yeah, okay, just in case. Yeah. Right, and I wasn't even going to have to pay for that. Here you go. Look, the companion. Here you go.
Right, yeah, that's a good idea, though, because kids do get attached to the before baby. You know what I mean? So.
Yes, but my baby is so smart. Somebody felt some type of way about me discussing my journey with my baby so openly, and she made a comment she's too young to be talking about things like that. Well, whether she's 2 or 10, she getting ready to go through it. It's about to be a process, and the process is not just going to include me, because I am an everyday mother. My child lives with me. My child's up under me 24/7, and my baby being my baby, all in grown folks' business, made a comment and was like, "Well, I'm not really worrying about it, because after she pop out this jip for her, she gonna pop out one for me." This ain't that, but it shows that she knows exactly what's going on. This is not our baby. She's helping somebody else out, and my mom is still young. She has the opportunity to have more babies.
Sure can. Do you want more kids for yourself?
Outside of wedlock, no. Okay. Simply because, this time if I get left, I'm getting left with alimony. Alimony. Yeah.
Right. It rhymes. It rhymes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So at any point, did you have to travel far at all?
Yes. And the traveling, of course, was great. Like I enjoyed all of the traveling. I went to New York a couple of times. I had to go to Philadelphia. I drove from Philadelphia to New Jersey in the snow. But,
Oh, okay.
but it was great. The place where I got inseminated was in New York, so I had to be there. The place where I was being checked on a regular, of course, had to be closer to my home, which was about an hour away.
Mm-hmm. And just out of curiosity, for the because I know you mentioned like 45K. Is the insurance paying for this? Or is this something that she's paying out of pocket? Like who's involved with the?
Okay, had I gone through an agency, this was personal, so it was different. Had I gone through an agency, she basically would have had to pay the agency, and then the agency would be like, okay, let me cut you yours. Being
Right.
that we did it on a personal level, I don't know if you know anything about escrow, but we put it into, okay, so escrow is basically like you having somebody to hold the money for you for both of you, so
Right.
that nobody can touch this money until the money is supposed to be touched.
Okay.
And it'll be
Okay.
released accordingly. The first 3 months, you get you a nice little check. Next 6 months, sorry.
Well, it's okay.
Yes,
Take
my living room is set up like a playground. I got a whole baby. I'm a whole mama out here. Mamiana. But what was I saying?
The escrow.
Yes, the escrow. So somebody was holding the money for us first 3 months, next 6 months. But of course, her being her, the wonderful person that she is, which is why I wanted to do this for her so bad. Even
right.
on the backhand, it was like, you good, you good, you good. Like, even in my death, you gonna be good. Like, just because you even consider doing this for me, even if it don't work out, like, you're good on my watch, because you was a real one for even
That's a beautiful thing.
considering. Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. So they don't know that you did not get to complete. The baby did not make it.
Yeah.
So, right, and you know what? I honestly did not know because I started, like how you said, you posted on TikTok, like on
Right.
Facebook or Instagram. That's why I really saw a lot from you.
And then I just stopped.
What?
Stopped.
What happened? I thought because your belly was big.
No, I completely stopped. No, see, this is the thing. That progesterone one had me putting on a lot of weight because I was eating so much. One.
Okay.
But I don't know, maybe if you saw pregnancy pictures from before, from when I was with my baby that I had posted, because although my TikTok was specifically made for my surrogacy journey, I still post my personal stuff. So I'm pretty sure on my child's birthday, I posted stuff. Thinking about my daughter, I probably posted something of me pregnant with my daughter. But as far as the the surrogacy, like I didn't get big at all.
So how far?
Because the pregnancy was considered like terminated very early on.
Really?
Yeah.
So how early? How
Um, Within, let's say we were waiting for a phone call. I had to wait about a month, and then I got a phone call, and then they told me in a couple of weeks, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks later, that I would have to go to like my local CVS or Walgreens and have blood drawn from me. They sent me like paperwork over the internet. They sent it to Walgreens. Everything had to be done electronically, being that the site that I was doing everything was in New York and I was in Florida.
Right.
So after that 2 or 3 weeks, Walgreens sent the blood work over to them, and they were like, your levels were really, really high at first, but now your levels are really, really dropping.
Mm.
I waited a couple weeks, maybe to a month after that, went and did the same procedure at Walgreens, and they were like, "Yeah, sorry, but it didn't work out."
Oh
They're like, "But
my.
you could try again, though."
But it's
Like all this money this lady done spent, you talking about try again?
why?
Because besides the money that she was giving me, IVF is very, very expensive. She paid for IVF for the both of us.
Oh yeah.
So she already spent about 45 a piece on the both of us just to even go through the IVF process.
And that's just getting the baby in them. That's
Yes,
not even the.
that's not even what she would have had, to go through had I gone through the whole 40 to 42 weeks.
Oh my gosh. So, like, what was your emotion when you found out? For both of y'all, what was the emotion? Because that is your friend. Like, how did both of you guys?
I was absolutely devastated. Like, I felt not because, well, I'll be honest. When I felt like, when I found out that, I lost the baby, I felt like I lost a piece of me.
Right.
I was prepared. I was like, everybody gonna treat me so nice because I remember being pregnant with my baby. Everybody was holding doors. I was like, and I ain't even gotta keep it and I ain't even gotta keep it at the end. I could just enjoy it just for like, these next few months, like just suck it all in and take it for what it is. But I was devastated. Not only for myself, very, very partially for myself, but a whole lot more so for her. I felt like a failure. I was so confused. I was like, I did everything right. I was on time with all the injections, with all of my medicine. I've traveled everywhere. I don't put time, energy, blood, sweat, tears, whatever you want to call it, into this procedure and doing this for her. And I felt like I failed.
Right. Well, it wasn't your fault. I mean, what is the? Do they tell you what is the percentage? Like, how many are successful versus the failures? Like, is there a percentage?
Yes. So being that, because honestly, I just knew. I was like, oh, it's gonna be a miracle. Like I'm gonna have this baby because when they inserted the two eggs inside of me, I was able to watch it on the screen. And if you go look at the video on my TikTok, the doctor mentions we can see both eggs on the screen. That never happens. Like
Oh,
that's very rare. So he was like, the fact that we can see two, like, be careful, like, you don't want to have twins. Like, it's looking like it's looking like it could really, really happen.
right,
But we also knew because of her conditions, in order for her to take the IVF medication, she had to get off of her medication that she depends on a daily basis. She had to get rid of her diabetic medicine. She had to get rid of her blood pressure medicine. So that means she was leaving herself, susceptible to all of this stuff, which could have also had a strain, put a strain on her body when the eggs were being produced. And the stress of it all, all
right,
together. But,
right,
being her age, and because of all the conditions, we knew that it might be maybe a 40, 60, 60 being not.
yeah,
But we were so hopeful. Like I just knew because I kept telling myself I'm doing all the right things. So I'm going to have this baby.
right, right, right. Well, I'm sorry for you and her. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. She put on a good face, but I know it was definitely hard for her too. Especially like forget, the little rascal making it here or not. Like I spent a whole lot of money. That was a lot of bread. Like
Yeah.
Hello. Well, was there an agreement put in place? Like again, these questions, I didn't know that you knew her,
yeah.
girl, but hey, like, so did
So
you
that
guys
was
ever?
okay. So even though we know each other, she's very professional. She has multiple businesses of her own. So although it was a personal thing, she did make sure, business got handled very well.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
so with okay. Ask the question again. So because I want to make sure I answer it the right way.
No problem. No, was there like an agreement put in place? Like, did you
Okay.
guys agree? Like, have this baby?
Right.
This.
Okay. So one of the one of the parts of the agreement was once she had the baby, like I told you, that I would be a part of the baby's life. Another part of the agreement was that if God forbid something was to happen to her, I wouldn't get custody of the child at first. Her mother would, if her mother had been still living, but it will be made that I will have access to this baby still. Because she at a certain age, we already also had an agreement that when the baby came or child came up a certain age, that together we would explain this to the child so that they
Okay.
wouldn't be confused. Reason being is her family is a blended family. Her sister is also her little cousin. She has she has two children that she had already adopted, and they're both grown. Got kid. One
Okay.
of them is pregnant with their own kid now. So she's adopted children before. She's just very big on legacy and wanted to continue that. But most of the agreement was making sure that this baby knew who carried it.
Right. Okay. That's a beautiful thing. I wish it would have worked out for her. For real, for real. So although you lost the baby, were you like, I know you guys discussed that she paid for you to travel there. Like, was there a compensation like here go, 10 bands, here go 2 bands for your time? I don't know.
Well, yes, there was. And as far as me going through, a slight depression after that, after I found out that I lost the baby, you know, as far as me not going to work, she still made sure I was able to turn my key. Still to this day, she looking out. We go out to eat all the time, breakfast, whether it be breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I never pay. If we go out of town somewhere, if I'm paying for something, it's because I want a souvenir.
Right. That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, do you see yourself doing it again to help her out?
Yes, I would. Sometimes I try to like put a little bug in her ear, like, come on, like,
Let's do it.
get that little bread together, and let's try this again. Like, I got you.
Okay. That's
You,
a lot of bread, but a
yeah,
little bread.
because for her, like, even though it was a whole lot, she's blessed.
Right.
She
Okay.
she's fairly blessed. Like I said, she's a businesswoman. She has multiple businesses. She owns a school. Like
Okay. So it ain't
she's
nothing.
doing, yeah.
Well, I hope she decides to do it again. I hope it's successful
I
for
hope
you and her.
so too. I hope so too.
And you let me know when you do it, girl, because I want to know.
Definitely, the whole world is gonna know, but I'm definitely gonna let you know first so we can do this again.
Yes.
During the process.
Hello, the beginning, middle, and the end.
Yes,
Okay.
that part.
Well, thank you. Did you want to say anything?
No, you're very courageous. I commend you. I
Thank
just want to say that.
Thank you.
Dead serious. And I guess I want to thank you for joining us. We did go over time because we kind of came in a little late. But Ashlee, did you want to say anything to anybody? Any word of advice to anybody that wants to start the process before we go?
Yes, of course. If anybody wants more questions, has questions and they want more information, they could definitely reach out to me through any of my social medias. Ashlee Monique on Facebook, Ash Millenarian on Instagram, and the same for TikTok. It'll also say Sunshine the Surrogate because Sunshine is the nickname that she gave me.
Aww.
Yes.
That's so sweet. And I wish I would have put your links up, but I'll go ahead and add all of your social medias to this live when I get off.
Yes, they can definitely go check my TikToks too. My TikToks during that time were very informative.
Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you, bro. We appreciate you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everybody, and thank you for watching.
Good night.